Good morning, everyone. My name is April. I am a first year, second semester nursing student, and today is my one and only OB clinical, and it is a night clinical. It starts at 5. It technically starts at 5:45, but we have to be there at 5:15. It's currently like 10:15, and I thought I would just show you guys my day today. So let's get started. Alright, so I just had some breakfast. My roommates were up, so I didn't want to film while they were in there because I feel weird. But now it is 11 o'clock, and I'm gonna go donate plasma, and then when we get done with that, I'm gonna take the dogs for a walk, and then try to take like an hour and a half, just like lay in bed, chill. So yeah. All right, it is 4:24 in the morning, and even though I work night shift, I'm exhausted because I've been up since 9 o'clock yesterday, and I'd only slept for like 5 hours then. So I'm gonna get ready for bed. I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I will film later a second part about, or not a second part, tell you what happened tonight, because it was really exciting and really great, and I'm really happy, but I want to have the energy to portray that. So good night, and I will talk to you soon. All right, so let's talk about my OB rotation. So as I said before, I got to deliver a baby. Sorry, it's 11 o'clock and my dogs are ready to go to bed. But anyways, so let me give you a breakdown of the night. So we get there at 5:15 p.m. and meet with my clinical instructor, which is also my OB teacher, and we had already gotten our assignments. We knew where we were going to be, so I knew that I was going to be in labor delivery. And so she took us to the unit. She dropped off postpartum first, and then she dropped off the people that were going to be in the nursery, and then we went to the labor and delivery. So there were 3 laboring moms when we got there, and 3 nurses that were gonna be working the floor. So their shift change was 6 o'clock, and we didn't like get assigned to a nurse, which I kind of thought was a little odd, but whatever. They were like, just pick somebody. So I listened to like the nurse I was standing next to get a report, and then whenever she was done, I was like, hey, well, do you mind if I just work with you tonight? She's like, oh yeah, that's fine, no problem. So she was amazing. I really enjoyed working with her. She answered like all of my questions, let me be as involved in the care as I could, because there were like things we couldn't do as students. We couldn't do anything with IV medications, and a lot of OB is IV medications. So whenever I got there at 6, they had just ruptured the membranes on my mom at 5:30, and she was 3.5 centimeters dilated, -2 station, and 70% effaced. Then I got to watch an epidural get placed on her. I think it was like 6:37, and then she called us like 10 minutes later and was like, I feel like I need to push. I feel like I really need to poop. And so we're like, let's call the doctor. And he was there within like 5 minutes, and the nurse went back, and she was the one that always checked her cervix. I never checked my patient's cervix. I don't know if I would have felt comfortable doing that anyways, because I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable. And she was 100% effaced, 10 centimeters dilated, and 0 station. Her contractions were close enough and long enough and we're like getting everything ready. And she's like, when is the doctor gonna be here? I really need to push. And we're like, and as soon as she said that, he like walked in the door and we're like, thank you, Jesus. And she labored for 12 minutes and had that baby out. And it was a beautiful baby, 8 pounds, 5 ounces. I got to stand on one side and hold one of her legs. The stirrups were like not working on this bed. And you would think in labor and delivery that would be kind of important to be fixed, but after that, I'm like holding her, and I got to see the baby, and then the doctor pulled out the placenta and he showed us like, this is the side that's attached to mom, this is the side that's attached to baby, right here is the umbilical cord. And the doctor was great. He made sure that like I could see everything, and he had asked me, is this your first birth? Okay, can you see? Okay, this is what this is. This is what's going to happen next. This is what you would need to look out for. And was just super, super helpful. You making a bed, Bean? Yeah. So he was great, and the baby was beautiful. And as I'm sitting there, and like the nurse that I was working with was just like charting everything, and I start seeing like spots in my vision, and I get really hot. I'm like, I can feel the sweat on my face, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna pass out when my mom just gave birth. Like, oh my gosh. So Marissa said, I need just a second. Like walked as fast as I could to the break room, took off my mask, took a sip of water, and I was like, oh my gosh. Because I didn't want to take the attention off the mom because the nursing student just passed out. It wasn't like the blood or anything. I think it was just like, it was a lot, and it happened so fast. And you know, I've never been involved in a birth before. I've never had like a pregnant friend, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't have a problem with blood, and it wasn't gross. I was expecting birth to be a lot grosser, but it wasn't. And I don't know what it was, but 3 minutes, like I composed myself, came back into the room, and helped my nurse get everything cleaned up, and helped the baby, was already ready to latch on, and do the skin to skin, do the breastfeeding, and it was just such a great experience. And I made sure to go back to my mom, and I was like, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your delivery. It was such an amazing experience. You were great. The baby is great. Your family is just a beautiful family. And again, like, thank you so much. I wish you guys nothing but the best. And they were super nice, and like didn't have a problem that I was a student, and it was just such a nice little family. And yeah, labor and delivery is not for me. I definitely don't think that's where I want to go into nursing, but it was a super great experience. The rest of the night was not as exciting as that. But I would say if you're going into your clinicals, just be ready to step in, be willing to ask those questions. They're not going to think that you're dumb. They were students too once upon a time. And, just always be like, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Whatever you need me to do, I'm willing to do. It's like, our scope of practice was very limited, just within the hospital that we were at. But anytime my nurse got up and walked away, I was following her. And I was, watching everything that she did, watching her chart, and like I had my clipboard and I was taking notes, and she used that for some of her charting because she's giving these medications and she couldn't necessarily be paying attention to the exact time. So she really helped me feel involved, and I think that part of it was because I was like,
you tell me what you need. I'm here to make your life easier if I can. And it's the same thing whenever I go to my other clinical site, but I'm gonna have a separate video on that one because it's not as great. But yeah, that was my OB clinical experience. That is the only OB clinical that I get to go to this semester, just because of COVID and limited spots in the hospitals that are around here. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to my story about my OB clinicals, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.